I froze halfway up the stairs when I heard her voice. "Please, babe," Lisa said, laughing in that soft, playful tone I hadn't heard directed at me in months. "He's just a wallet I haven't emptied yet." For a second I thought I'd misheard her. My hand gripped the banister so tight my knuckles went white. But then her friend's voice came through the half-closed bedroom door, muffled but clear enough. "You're awful," the friend said, giggling. "You really got him wrapped around your finger, huh?" Lisa snorted. "He's useful. Pays the bills, keeps the lights on, and doesn't ask questions. Once I'm done, I'll find someone who actually excites me." The world tilted. My chest hollowed out. The warmth drained from my body so fast I thought I might collapse right there on the stairs. Lisa and I had been married for 7 years. Not perfect years, but good enough to make me believe we were solid. We met in college. She was confident, magnetic, the kind of woman who could make an entire room lean toward her when she laughed. I was quieter, more reserved. But she said she liked that about me. Said I grounded her. Now, standing there with her voice slicing through my last illusions, I realized I'd been grounding her while she soared somewhere far above me. I didn't burst in. Didn't confront her. I couldn't. My mind went blank except for one sharp thought repeating like a warning bell. "Don't let her know you know." Not yet. So I turned around and walked back down the stairs, every step feeling heavier than the last. That night she came down smiling, wearing the same robe I bought her for our anniversary. "You're still up?" she asked, pretending surprise as she saw me sitting on the couch. "Yeah," I said, forcing a calm tone. "Just couldn't sleep." She stretched, yawned, and said, "You worry too much, Daniel. You've been so tense lately." I almost laughed. Tense? My entire world had just cracked in half and she was telling me I was tense. When she leaned down to kiss my cheek, the smell of her perfume, sweet vanilla and jasmine, made my stomach twist. It was the same scent she wore on our first date, the same scent that used to make me feel lucky. Now it just made me sick. I kissed her back anyway. Over the next few days I played my part perfectly. The loyal, slightly tired husband. I went to work, came home, made dinner. I even laughed at her jokes, though they felt like tiny knives every time. But inside I was cataloging everything. The late-night texts. The sudden workouts that left her coming home glowing. The way she guarded her phone now, keeping it face down, silent. It wasn't paranoia anymore. It was proof waiting to be seen. So I started watching. Friday night, she said she was meeting her friend, Claire, for dinner. I nodded, smiled, and told her to have fun. As soon as she left, I got in my car and followed her. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely think straight, but I couldn't stop. She didn't go to the restaurant where Claire worked. She drove across town to a dimly lit bar. The kind of place where no one knew your name unless you wanted them to. She parked, checked her reflection in the mirror, then walked inside. A few minutes later, a tall guy in a leather jacket joined her. They hugged too close too long. I stayed there for almost an hour, watching from the shadows, my fists trembling on the steering wheel. When she finally left with him, hand in hand, I knew. That night I didn't sleep. I didn't even cry. I just sat there in the dark, staring at the framed photo of us on the mantel. Her smile looked so real. Mine did too. I guess we were both pretending in our own ways. But then around 3 a.m., something inside me shifted. The pain turned into something colder, resolve. If I was just a wallet she hadn't emptied yet, I was about to close the account. The next morning I acted normal. Made coffee. Kissed her cheek. Told her I loved her. Then while she was in the shower, I sat down at my desk and opened the financial folder I'd been ignoring for years. Our accounts, joint investments, house deed, everything. Lisa had no idea I'd been quietly managing most of it. She liked to think she had control, but she never bothered to learn where the real money sat. By noon, I'd transferred the savings to a private account under my name. The house? I'd already started the paperwork to sell my half to my brother, who'd agreed to buy it temporarily to keep things clean. Every asset she thought she had access to gone. All that was left in the joint account was $300. That evening, she waltzed in wearing a new dress. "Hey honey," she chirped, kissing me lightly. "You won't believe how good dinner was last night." I smiled. I'm sure it was. She didn't notice the edge in my voice. She was too busy checking her phone, probably waiting for a message from him. Later that night, as we sat on the couch, I said casually, Hey Lisa, I've been thinking. Maybe we should take a break from all the stress. Go somewhere. She looked up, suspicious but intrigued. Where? Oh, not far. Just away from here. She smiled, leaning closer. That actually sounds nice. I nodded, returning her smile. Pack your things. You'll be leaving tonight. Her smile froze. Wait, what? I stood up and walked to the door. Her suitcases were already there, packed neatly with everything she owned. Her face went pale. What's going on? I handed her my phone. On the screen was a photo I'd taken at the bar. Her and the guy laughing, his arm around her waist. I heard what you said. I told her, my voice steady but shaking at the edges. About me being your wallet. Guess what? It's empty now. She blinked, stunned. Daniel, save it. I cut in. I checked. Every account you thought you could touch? Closed. The car's in my name. The house isn't ours anymore. You wanted excitement, go find it. She gaped at me, eyes wide with disbelief. You can't just. I already did. For a moment, she just stood there, breathing hard like she was trying to find a way to spin it. Then her voice turned sharp, almost desperate. I didn't mean what I said. I was just joking with Claire. You weren't with Claire, I said softly. You were with him. Her mouth opened, then closed. The silence that followed was heavy, suffocating. Finally, she said, almost whispering, Where will I go? I shrugged. Maybe ask the guy in the leather jacket. I'm sure he'll take good care of you. Until he gets bored. She flinched. Tears welled in her eyes, but I didn't move. Not this time. After a long moment, she picked up her bags and walked to the door. Her voice cracked as she said, You'll regret this. I smiled faintly. No. I already regretted loving you. Then she was gone. When the door shut behind her, the house fell into a silence so deep it felt alive. For the first time in months I could breathe. I sank onto the couch, my hands trembling, the weight of everything pressing down. I should have felt triumphant. I'd exposed her, cut her off, taken control. But mostly I just felt hollow. Because the truth was, I didn't want revenge. I wanted my wife back, the woman I thought she was. But that woman never existed. 2 weeks later I got an email from her. Just 2 sentences. I messed up. Please, can we talk? I stared at it for a long time before hitting delete. Some things didn't deserve closure. I'd already given her enough of me. My time, my love, my trust. She'd called me her wallet, but the truth was I was her foundation. And the moment I stopped holding her up, her world crumbled. Mine, though battered and bruised, finally began to rebuild. A month later I sat on that same couch, the one where I'd heard her voice echoing in my head for weeks. The house was quieter now, but in that silence there was peace. I raised my coffee mug toward the empty room and whispered, Guess I proved you wrong, Lisa. And for the first time in a long while I smiled and meant it.